The Silent Assassin of the Sea, A Biologist's Encounter with Hydrophis belcheri, by Dr. Ethan Calder, marine biologist and field explorer. There are creatures on this earth whose danger is not immediately visible, creatures that defy the usual tropes of fangs, roars, or monstrous size. Instead, they move in silence, cloaked in elegance and calm, and yet within their bodies lies the power to bring down an entire village. Among them, one stands above all others, Hydrophis belcheri, the Belcher's sea snake. I first encountered this species during a research expedition off the coast of Timor, a remote stretch of ocean teeming with marine life and folklore. The locals called it the ghost of the reef, a snake rarely seen, yet deeply feared. To them, it was not just another venomous animal, it was an omen. It wasn't until I observed one up close, weaving silently through the coral like a ribbon of silver, that I fully understood the poetic terror it inspired. Grace in motion, a master of the ocean. Belcher's sea snake measures just 0.5 to 1 meter in length, with a laterally compressed body built for streamlined swimming. Its body is banded with silvery white and dark gray or blue-black patterns that shimmer beneath the waves. It is, in a word, beautiful, and therein lies part of its danger. Unlike terrestrial snakes that rely on ambush or intimidation, Hydrophis belcheri drifts effortlessly through its watery domain. It doesn't need to strike often. It doesn't need to be aggressive. It carries within itself one of the most potent neurotoxins known to science, a venom over 100 times more lethal than that of the inland taipan, which is already considered the deadliest land snake in the world. The science of death. What makes its venom so lethal? Let us speak plainly. A few milligrams of Belcher's sea snake venom can kill over 1,000 humans. That's not a theoretical figure. That's been calculated based on LD50 tests, which determine the lethal dose required to kill 50% of test subjects, usually mice, within a specified time. The venom of Hydrophis belcheri is composed of a devastating mix of neurotoxins and possibly myotoxins, though we are still unraveling the full composition. The paralysis sets in rapidly, often within minutes. If the venom is delivered, and if no antivenom is administered, death is not a question of if, but when. What's even more unnerving is the snake's ability to choose not to kill. Yes, Belcher's sea snake, despite its lethal capacity, rarely delivers venom when it bites. In fact, only about 25% of its bites result in envenomation. This restraint is as mysterious as it is merciful, and it speaks to a fascinating evolutionary strategy. Why waste venom on something you don't intend to eat? A gentle killer, behavior contrary to its power. In my years of studying reptiles and marine species, I've learned one truth. The most dangerous animals are often the least aggressive. Hydrophis belcheri is no exception. Unlike the more confrontational terrestrial cobras or vipers, this snake is shy, non-aggressive, and almost docile in demeanor. It hunts small fish and eels, relying on stealth and speed rather than brute force. During our dives, we observe the snake's hunting patterns. Quiet, methodical, and precise. It would glide under coral overhangs, its tongue flicking quickly, sensing chemical changes in the water. When it struck, the motion was lightning fast, almost imperceptible to the human eye. One moment, a goby hovered near the reef. The next, it was gone. The snake showed no interest in us, even when accidentally caught in fishing nets, an all too common tragedy. It rarely bit the fisherman who tried to untangle it. It does not attack unless provoked, and even then it may withhold its venom. This is not a monster. This is a master of self-control. The tragic irony, deadly yet vulnerable. And here lies the tragedy of Hydrophis belcheri. Despite its unmatched toxicity, it is extremely vulnerable. Its populations are scattered across tropical waters from the Timor Sea to the South Pacific, including Indonesia, the Philippines, the Gulf of Thailand, Fiji, and the Solomon Islands. Its habitat is under constant threat from overfishing, coral bleaching, pollution, and accidental bycatch. To most fishermen, it is just another snake. They do not see the evolutionary marvel, the quiet complexity, or the role it plays in maintaining balance in coral reef ecosystems. Without protection, this beautiful and mysterious species could vanish before we ever fully understand it. The ethical dilemma: to study or to leave be. As a scientist, I am torn between fascination and responsibility. Every cell in me wants to extract, analyze, and decode the venom. What secrets might it hold? Could it lead to revolutionary breakthroughs in medicine or neurology? What diseases might we cure if we understood its chemistry? And yet I also know this: the pursuit of knowledge must not come at the cost of the creature's survival. We must protect before we probe. Study must be preceded by stewardship. Conservation is not just about saving animals. It is about saving ourselves from ignorance, arrogance, and irreversible loss. Final reflections. A creature worth reverence. I have dived with sharks, walked among Komodo dragons, and faced the chilling stare of pit vipers in the jungle, but none have inspired in me the same reverence as Hydrophis belcheri. It is a creature that commands respect not through terror or violence, but through sheer evolutionary mastery. When I think of this snake, I don't think of death. I think of restraint, of elegance, of a world that still holds secrets in the shadows of its reefs. I think of how one species can be both delicate and deadly, a paradox in scales. And I am reminded that the most extraordinary creatures are not always the loudest, nor the largest, but the ones that move through the world with quiet, deadly grace. We fear what we don't understand. But perhaps, if we took the time to listen, to learn, to dive deeper, we might find that what we fear the most is also what we need to protect the most.